This is Luke Payson from MMA Fancast, and I'm here with Justin, the General Patton, who just won yesterday at Brawl in the Burgh 21 for 247 Fighting Championships co-main event of the evening. Possibly, I'm going to call it knockout of the year candidate for sure.
For sure.
Second round, 4 minutes into the second round, against a really stud who was on a 3-fight win streak, 2-fight knockout streak of that 3-fight, Martin Hustis. Before we get to the finish, let's talk about coming into the fight. How'd you feel? Every time you're on the show, we talk about you leveling up fight to fight. So how was training camp? When you did the preview with me, you said you're working on secret sauce. So how did everything feel coming in to this fight?
I felt amazing. My conditioning felt on another level. I felt really good going in. At the warm-ups, I was kind of like stiff and everything. And then
was that from the cold? It was a little cold outside.
I don't know. I just felt heavy, right?
Okay.
So we're warming up, and I can tell. Carly must have been able to like tell that I was feeling heavy and stuff. Well, Nick brought us all together. We said a prayer, and I just loosened me up, and I felt so much better. Like it's me and Isaac do that before every fight.
Yeah.
And it's just like it takes the relief off, because it's at the end of the day, it's God's will, it's not mine.
Amen.
You know?
It is.
So.
And he's referring to Nick NyQuil Brown, the owner of All American Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Right.
Incredible guy. Really, that's who got Carly Joe, your girlfriend, started, I think, before she transferred to the Mad Factory. Wonderful guy. And obviously the legend 247 Hall of Famer Isaac Greeley was not there yesterday, which is a little different. He was he was there in spirit. He was at the Olympic trials with some of his other wrestlers. So what was it like having a slightly different corner for you?
It was good. I mean, it was fine. Me and Chris are on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, we've worked together forever, so he knows my mind. Chris Dempsey, I see him every day, so we're on the same page. And then Nick talks to me exactly how I need to be. Like, he's cool, calm, collective, and that's what I like.
That's great.
So he's excellent, you know what I mean? Excellent corner.
Yeah.
You know?
Nick's an incredible guy.
Yeah.
Was really on a streak with Bellator. I know we're waiting to kind of see what happens now that Bellator's PFL or whatever.
Someone up.
Yeah, whatever's going on, but he's incredible. I know he always gives you hard rounds.
Oh my God.
When you go with him. So now let's talk about the first round. What do you remember from it? Highs, lows. How are you feeling? In there?
He has better hips than I thought he would. I didn't know that. No one told me he was a judo black belt. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's probably better that I didn't know. But I get in there and I push him against the cage, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna put my knee in the middle. I'm gonna drag him down, and his hips were really good. And it took me a couple tries, and I drag him to the ground finally, and he gets right back up, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're just getting up. And then my glove tore, and then all that BS happened. And
whoa. Let's not skip over that. That was exciting. Did you keep that? I saw Jesse bring it back to you.
Yeah, Jesse gave it to me.
So he literally blew on punching him. You literally blew the.
I don't know if it was.
Part.
I don't know if it was the punching
up here,
him. Yeah, I don't know if it was punching him or the cage ripped it off when we were grappling.
You were grappling.
I would like it.
No, we got to be honest. It was probably the cage.
I would like to say it was my punches.
When I saw the white part, the foam part, the padding part came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably from the cage. Dang it! I thought you punched him and it popped.
Yeah, I wish.
Still a cool thing. Right. Now, mentally, actually, that's a good point to bring up. Mentally, I think they fixed it as quickly as they could. But obviously, they had to take it off. They had to put a new one on. Chip Snyder did a lot to get it on. How did that feel while you were doing it? You were just focused and staying in the zone?
To stop the fight, you know.
Okay, sure.
And I was kind of jacked. Chip, I had his back, and Chip didn't start us with his back. He put my back on the cage.
That's right, because you were wrapped around him.
I had him.
And Hustis looked down and saw. I think he was the one that said, hey, because he could see it.
Yeah. And then he separated
the Gable
us.
grip. You had the classic Dan Gable grip, baby.
Yeah, I was holding him. That's what I do. And I was holding him. I was getting ready to lift him again, and he separated us. And then he puts my back on the cage and then faces me. And I'm like, I got to start here? Like, you know what I mean?
With him, like, up against?
My back was on the cage, and he was right here.
Right.
So I had a little cage. I had a little room to go.
Still love Chip.
Yeah,
but, wow.
Of course. No,
I just wanted you to work for it a little bit. Just give you a little bit.
He knew what it was.
Something to do. Yeah, so that was a lot in the first round. How did you feel it became, other than your takedowns, which were great, and you had several, and he had those, what I call springy hips, he kept getting back up.
Really good hips.
You looked good. You looked good there, though. But it became like a pure kickboxing Muay Thai with MMA rule set, kind of, which I always loved when Cowboy Cerrone would get in those fights. And you're really the prototypical guy for that, as far as your physique and your range and your skill set. So how did it feel when it became pretty much an all-striking affair in the first round?
I was good. I knew he hit hard, and Chris kept yelling at me, don't get in firefights with him. So I just started picking my shots. Like, because he would throw real hard, but I could see it. I seen everything he threw. And I would look for my counters, and I started finding my holes, and then started breaking them down.
And then let's talk about between the first round and second round. Was there anything that your coaches were working on you to like specifically do in the next round? How was that conversation going into round 2?
They kind of just told me to back him up. You can't fight going backwards. So I started trying to put my jab on him, and I found my jab doing really well. I would hit him with one, and then I'd double it up, and then I'd hit him with both of them because he wouldn't move his head.
You'd exit on a cross too?
Yeah, and then I'd kick him. So it was pretty fun. It was a good night.
And we had a conversation backstage with the legendary champ, the most handsome man in MMA, Ethan the Wolverine Goss, who was saying, and it's true, your entrance and exits were covered by punches, were covered by kicks. You were doing a lot of entrance with kicks, exits with kicks. It was very dynamic.
Keep myself safe,
Yeah, very dynamic. Great head movement. There were times he was throwing, you would hit him and be gone before, it really got good there. So walk us through how the end came about. You were, 3 minutes in or more when you really stunned him, and then it took a barrage and you knocked him out. But how did that all come together?
I think, well, first he threw like a little feint knee, and then tried to throw a right hand behind it, and he missed both of them, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I did it, and I hit him, and I pointed at him. I'm like, I did it.
Yeah, you pointed. And I was going to say, you had a great knee.
Yeah.
You had a jumping knee you were trying to get.
I tried, but he wouldn't.
Yeah. He wouldn't hold still.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, he wouldn't, duck down into it. Normally they duck.
Well, if he had that wrestling mindset, they will.
Yeah,
that's true. Just ask Ben Ask.
Yeah,
Too soon.
It's never too soon.
It's never too soon. It was great.
But I hit him with, I think, a right hand. I seen him wobble. So I just tried to work my way in and choose my shots and just keep hitting them. I found the little hole that he wasn't defending, and he didn't defend it. So I just kept tagging that. And then I got him up against the cage, and I started unloading, and I was waiting for his, we were talking about it before, that power shot that most people
sort of that desperate self-protection we were talking about. It's usually a lead hook.
Yeah, or an overhand.
Or an overhand, sometimes an uppercut.
Yeah.
But it's somebody who's out on their feet, but they're still defensive.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful with that.
Yeah. That would hurt.
Yeah.
But I was trying to...
It never came.
Yeah,
No.
That's what I was waiting for it, and I was just going. And then eventually I realized it wasn't coming, so I just and just threw everything.
And at one point in that barrage, because I was actually honored to be right on the other side of that. I got some nice pictures from my cell phone just from where that was going on. But then at one point he starts to turn away, and your pinpoint accuracy. Chip jumped in. Overall, how was it for you?
It was fun. It was wonderful. It was the best. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you really have shown. Pittsburgh has known about you for a long time. You were an amateur for a while. You've gone pro. You've fought for 247 a bunch, co-main events, main events, a lot of skills, and we always talk about you leveling up. Do want to address just a little bit of the extracurriculars afterwards. I think overall, cooler heads prevailed.
Yeah.
You were talking to your fans to try to get them calmed down, but what do you think was going on there? And obviously, we wish the best to Martin Hustis to recover. He was injured, clearly.
Yeah.
The medical team was trying to take care of him, and clearly that upset his corner. He lost badly, and it can be hard to see your guy get hurt. But what do you kind of have to say about some of that stuff?
All week, his team and his management and everyone was posting they're gonna highlight real KO me and this and that, and I took that shit personally.
Sure.
As Michael G, you know what I mean?
And there was a highlight KO.
Yeah, but he was on the wrong side of it.
But that's the fight game. It is the fight game.
And that's why you never see me talking. I don't talk before because stay humble. You know what I mean? Because I could be very easily on the other side of that and feel that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's part of fighting. But stay humble. But all the other stuff was apparently his wife got arrested because she had a knife on her or something, and the police came in.
Got a little excited.
It was crazy.
Got a little excited. But we can say thankful to everyone, particularly on your side of the team, that helped to calm things down. And then, as always, we're very grateful for police. The state police were there, I think, for security. They were to come in. Yeah, that 5-6 big dudes came in. Okay, I guess we're good now.
I was like, sweet. I was like, no one's doing anything.
And this was all for people that care about our post-fight interview, which you and I care about.
Yeah.
This was all before our post-fight interview. We couldn't get the post-fight interview.
They
We were
trying
hanging
to-
out like,
they
well,
were-
I guess we're gonna wait a
They were
little
trying to
bit.
get me to leave, and I'm like, no, I'm doing my interview.
I know. I saw you by the door, and I came over. I was like, dude, we gotta wait.
Yeah, I was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think the commissioner. Well, the commissioner was trying to get you out of there because there was some tension. They want to
I'll get
remove.
stabbed for a post-fight interview.
You know what? I appreciate that. Can we get that on a shirt? MMA Fancast, Luke Payson. I'll get stabbed to do an interview with you. Oh man, coming from Justin the General Patton, that means a lot. I appreciate it, but it was quite great, quite wonderful to see everything come together for you guys. It was also a night Carly Joe kind of gave the speech for your coach. Chris Williams is inducted into 247 Hall of Fame. Talk a little bit about that. First, you feel like he deserves it. What does that mean to you to see your coach go in?
Yeah, honestly, Chris taught me how to strike. Like, positioning. Like, people don't, like, I try to put it to Carly like this. People think they know how to strike and stuff, but they can't even, like, speak English. And we're out here speaking Latin, reading Latin. You know what I mean? Like, we're on a different level. They don't understand positioning. They don't. And I'm not talking smack or anything. It's just concepts that they don't get. And Chris is really good at explaining that to people and helping them develop their skills. Like, I wouldn't be the striker I am today if I never met with Chris, and Chris hasn't, didn't teach me what he taught me. And the way we connect is just on a different level. So, I mean, he's a great dude. Honestly, like, if you want a coach that's gonna go to war for you, it's Chris Williams. I guarantee you.
And maybe even start a couple battles. That's the only downside.
Hey,
we love you, Chris.
Let me tell you what. If you want a coach that's gonna fight for you, he'll fight for you.
Well, it is exciting. One of the reasons why 247 put him in, and they announced this on the podcast. You can go back and look at it, the Pittsburgh Combat Podcast. They were talking about how, which I think is great, he really is Pittsburgh. He goes to 5 or 6 different, he's a Yinzer guy. Well, yeah, Yinzer boxing, and he helps everybody from all the gyms.
Yeah.
And I think that is kind of what makes him very exciting for everybody, is he's there to develop the talent regardless of kind of where people connect.
He wants the whole area to grow and get better. So
right. Exactly. Well, this is always wonderful. And for people that might have been wondering about the background noise, this is a cool way to end it.
Yeah.
We are at Waynesburg University, my alma mater, and Carly Joe Thomas is now the head coach for women's wrestling, and she is here at Waynesburg University softball field, which I can't turn us around to show, but that's where we are. And it's been fun. Weather's kind of cold, but it was great to be able to meet up in person to do this. But we are excited. I'm excited for MMA Fancast to continue to follow Carly Joe as she transitions to be a college coach. Already had her on, and I expect to have her on again, and maybe some of her women wrestling athletes, because it's part of the MMA world of wrestling. It's super exciting to kind of see this develop.
Yeah, 100%. I told her she has a real big girl job now, so I can pursue my rap career.
Hobby. It's time to pursue your hobbies. It's either rap career or artist, but you're going to go rap career.
Yeah, I like my rap career,
No Bob Ross. You're not going to go Bob Ross
I'm
rap.
not really
Okay.
a painter.
Well, we're ready. We're ready for the rap career. You already got the Eminem hoodie, so we got we got it. Well, you won't be on MMA Fancast to rap. Sorry. Sorry, but maybe we'll have to see. But thanks so much for coming on. You've been listening to Luke Payson with MMA Fancast and the winner, Justin the General Patton. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.